Good afternoon, Canadians. Good afternoon, founding members of the CCP and all friends and followers. I'm going to give it a couple minutes to let people log on. We're going to have a talk today about the CCP, Canadian Constitutionalist Party, registration, why I'm doing what I'm doing, why it has to be done this way, what all Canadians need to know. So like I said, I'm going to give it a few minutes. I'm going to have a little sip of coffee. I parked in a nice quiet area here in the Greater Toronto area so that I could give a really good video so all of you can share it, especially those looking for members, looking to get people signed up. There's things Canadians need to know, and it's very important. So I see people are on now. I know I'm going to repeat myself because more log on as I go, and they likely won't rewatch the video. So everybody, this right here is the legal registration form from the Government of Canada. You all see that? There's a whole package. There's a number of acts that cover Elections Canada and registering a party. Now, anyone can Google my name, Dave Bjorkman. You can go Alberta Independence Party. I'm on Wikipedia. I'm the first third-class citizen to build a provincial party in the history of Canada. Not only that, what's unique about it is it was for independence from Canada. That was one major. The other thing about it was, for the first time, I ran a majority cast. You can look it up. It's logged worldwide. It's logged in Stats Canada, Stats Alberta, actually right across a lot of provinces in one territory anyway, but depends how far you want to go with that. 63 candidates out of 87. We were the fourth largest party in 2019, a feat never ever done before. They said it was impossible. We didn't just break the threshold of 50%, we went all the way up, quite a bit higher. Everyone, even media, even though they didn't like me, they didn't like what I represented, they didn't like what I'm going to get into now, is the third class. Contrary to everything you've ever heard or not been educated on, Canada is a class structure system. This is fact. Not only the embedded colonialism I talk about, everything in the party structure, political parties, is built for the first class citizen. It's not built or ever was for the third class. Guys like me, when people say, oh, he's in his truck, I work at Darlington Nuclear. I'm going to show everybody. Darlington Nuclear. I've worked hard. I'm a tradesman my entire life. I have a very good education in economics. I have a few law classes that overlapped while I got my degree, and I was able to take them as elective. I took credit banking law, corporate law, even the common law that so many people get into that don't really understand what that's about either, but that's okay. The political structure here, the party system in Canada, the rules to build a party, federally is very different than the provinces and territories. Even amongst them, they are allowed to make their own rules. They have general differences. One major difference with the federal system, they don't have a pre-registration process. Again, I'm going to explain to Canadians. The federal party system is built for the first-class citizen. What is a first-class citizen? Inherited from the UK, that is enshrined in our Canadian Constitution, enshrined in our institutions in Canada, all government institutions. First class is defined as this: a famous Canadian. That isn't me. A wealthy Canadian defined in first class, i.e. the Titanic. This is real, everybody. That's what it is. I would have to have tremendous wealth. It's expected that I could easily fly to every province and territory in Canada and all municipalities, get that done like nothing, because I'm supposed to have millions of dollars, right? I should have millions of dollars to build a political party, right? or a famous Canadian, or number 3 is a good friend of the Prime Minister of Canada. I'm none of those things, everybody. I'm none of those things. I'm an average Joe who's had an above average education in international law, in Canada's political science, some of which overlaps world political science. I would say I'm a master. Again, you can find me on Wikipedia. You can find lots of news stories. I did something that the first class doesn't like. A third class citizen who ran a majority, built a party from scratch, who was none of the defined first class. I breached that inherited crown system. Okay? That's what I did in 2019. Go ahead, look at parties, look at everything. You'll find it's true. Now we're going to get into why I don't have a website. Why don't I have a website? Why is the party not registered? Well, again, we're going to go through that, and you can look this all up yourself. Next arguments, all of you, especially CCP, who are legal founding members, which is this document, you have to go in person. You have to have a form in hand. You have to sign that person up in person. As I go across Canada, and everybody, I'm doing it in COVID-19. COVID-19. Another weight, heavy weight, like the Harrison Bergeron weights they put on the third class citizen to keep you out of the first class citizen's territory, which is political parties. And I'm going federal. I don't have a website because we don't have the process of registration done. It's not even just about signatures. There are tremendous T's and I's to be crossed when building a political party. And I know there's people watching right now. Oh, we built a federal party. We did. You know what? Go look at your registry. You got a whole bunch of breaches. i.e. Maverick Party. There's others. There's only 11 parties registered. 14 registered parties in Canada. Many websites come out. We're a political party. If I do that without the legal registration, I'll be fried. I'll be fried in media. You can look, there's news stories. Anyone who knows me really good from 2019 knows just how awful the mainstream media is. A lot of you post about it too. The third class doesn't belong in that system. It's owned by the first class. You've already got an uphill battle. If I put the website, which is all designed, by the way, I have a nicely articulated website. There's more pages to write for it, but it sits in the background. It's owned, as are all the logos of the party. All that work is sitting there done, waiting to be published. We can't publish till we get the registrations. Now, well, what's the deal with the registrations? Oh, you don't need as many signatures as you needed to build an Alberta party. No, you don't. But you need the provinces. You need the territories. If you don't do that, physically do that, you've already lost the battle for Canada. You will never win a minority government. As well, you need a number of provinces to be registered officially as a Canadian party. People want to see you in their province. At least shoot a video at the provincial legislature. Show the citizens of that region you respect them, you respect their history, you understand them. If I don't do this task, it's not about me. I could die tomorrow. Where will CCP be? I can give you an absolute history of Canada. Every federal party that even no longer exists today, but existed in time, in real time federally, that ran in many EDAs, but not across Canada. They never even came close to a minority. They never even came close to breaching that monopoly by the enshrined first-class mainstream parties. If you do not do Canada in its entirety, you leave your party weakened for its entirety. It will never, ever be able to compete with the mainstream. Now, it's true, I could cheat. Right now, tonight, the reason why I got these forms, I go into the nuclear plant where there's likely layoffs in the next couple of days. Lots of guys going to sign up. It is predominantly men. We're going to get the percentage of our party up. I don't know if we'll be able to break as many women as we have, which is predominant, but a lot of my brothers and few sisters that are there are going to sign on. And yes, there are multiple provinces, but it still doesn't negate the fact CCP has to go through physically all the provinces. This is the foundations that must last the test of time. This is what I must do. If I don't do, I will go the way of the dodo, just like many, many federal parties of the past. Right now, Maverick, which says they don't care, isn't really registered Canada-wide. They're only limited. You can look this up. They even get the section, and they tell you what kind of registry Maverick and two others are. Canadians, a lot of people say, oh, look at this party has a website. Oh, they're way further advanced. They are not dotting their T's or crossing their I's. There's been literally thousands of frauds. And I know people say, oh, Dave, everyone's saying you're not doing what you say. Well, the people in real life, there's this online, and then there's the real life. Behind the scenes, the back door, everything else out there with the people, doing all the work that nobody wants to do because the human condition's lazy. Now, I'm telling you guys all this stuff in real time as it really is. This is our system. It's not designed for little old me. I'm not in a truck because I'm hiding or whatever. It's because I'm going to work in a nuclear plant. I wear normal clothes because I take radiation every day as we cut out and retire a nuclear reactor and refurbish and build a new one. That's what I'm doing right now. That's what's affording me to get this far across Canada, which now I'm in Upper Canada. I still have Lower Canada. I have the Atlantic provinces, and I will have to do some kind of go through of the territories, but I must hit the Atlantic provinces and Quebec before I register the party, which means there will be no website, there will be no publication of bylaws, platform, or all of it, because it's all going to be done in one day. And yes, there are wealthy, famous, first-class citizens who can get that all done in a day because they have a base of support. Maybe they were an MP or a senator, and they have Canadians across the aisle. That's historically how it's worked, and they have the money to get the job done. I don't, and a lot of you don't either, and I know that. I don't ask for anything, and I'm not going to. We're going to register it, as I did with AIP, real, credible, viable, legal, and done the proper way, that no media is ever going to come along or any first-class citizen and say that isn't all what it was said to be. It's a lie. It's this. That will never be me. I will never do that to the founding members, and I will never do that to Canadians. I'm a terrific builder. I have a history. You can all look it up. I'm on Wikipedia. This is truth. Everything I give you is truth. I don't ask for anything. I take the lumps. I take the criticism. It's not about me. It's just like Harrison Bergeron, if you've ever read the book. How much weights, how much restrictions can the government put on that third-class citizen to keep him down? And can you overcome? Can you do what is said to be impossible? Yes, you can, Canadians. And this is part of the gift I give you, that you can break this system. I promise you everything I've said is true. It's not about me. It's about all of you. The saying, and I like to say this one, it's JFK. It's not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Even somebody small, even somebody in the third class, you can turn this around. I will lead by example. I will give you the gift because, again, it's not about me. It's not about worrying what everybody thinks. It's about leaving a tremendous, tremendous gift for all Canadians. It's about my children, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, all of it to come, to have something solid, something real, something tangible, a future. We all want a future. We all want what's best for our children. I don't see that today. That's why I'm on this mission. That's why the CCP. We have to end this class structure. We have to educate Canadians. And yes, that means taking the mud in the face. It means taking all the abuse, but that's okay. I got strong shoulders. I will deliver. This I promise to all of you. It will be with the foundations. It will be with the T's crossed and the I's dotted. That's what I do. That's what I've proven, done, and world-renowned. That's true. That's probably why I've had such tremendous success on the world stage, which a lot of people may not believe or want to believe, but it's true. T-shirts, whatever. Sometimes I'm in suit and tie, and sometimes I'm just Dave, the working class, third-class citizen. I really am the average Canadian who cares tremendously about all of you. So again, this is what we're doing in every province and territory. I have all my signatures. I have more than enough. But I don't have the provinces, and I will not leave CCP in any kind of state. It can't move forward long after I'm gone. It needs to be strong. It needs to have the foundation. This isn't something I rush. It's something I do in absolute. It was done in Alberta. It's still there. It's absolute. It's enshrined. There's a legacy. This will be left with a legacy for all of you third-class citizens. No website, no nothing until this is cemented by Elections Canada all in one day. That's how they do it. It's not the provinces. It's the federal government. It's Elections Canada. That's the system. Designed absolutely by the first-class citizenry enshrined constitutionally in our monarchy. And I'm going to be the first to break that. Really break it. Not fake break it, partially break it, or leave something that's not really all the way there. I'm going to leave you with something with the strong foundations. Absolute Canada-wide. No one can take from you, the people. That's what I'm going to do. You have to accept it. Use this video if you can. Tell people, look, the system is the system. The guy knows what he's doing. Check it out on Wikipedia. He did it. A nobody, an average Joe Jane, just like most of you. I did it, and I'm going to do it again for all of Canada. We're going to fix Canada, and everything I say is real, credible, verifiable. I've crossed my T's, dotted my I's, like I always do. Thank you. That's my video. I know it was repeat, but people need that. Share, share, share. Thanks, everybody. Last point, sorry, before I forget, 7 p.m. tonight Eastern. Come register on the webinar. I don't think this is going to be an open video. It's an education from the United States of America, one of the top institutions going through American constitutionalism, history of the United States, made public for all of you, my friends, followers, done by world experts, best of the best. You can't dismiss this. This is for you, Canadians. Those without, it's for you, by none other than the greatest minds, at least in the United States of America, who want to help you, want to give you a history lesson that you didn't get in school. You couldn't buy this. This is done by tremendous experts in the top universities in the United States. You could never get this, let alone for free. It's free for all of you. Welcome to CCP. This is getting it done. This is truth. This is real law. This is what you, the people, need. It's we, the people. Welcome. Thank you. Bye.